also tells you what is the valuation of the holdings. Now, other important thing as far as the technology-based product is the e-voting system. Again, the credit goes to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs for taking this initiative to enable the investors to cast their vote on the resolutions of the company through electronic form. So today it is very easy for an investor to cast a vote on the resolutions of the company which were put forth at the through postal ballot or at the general meeting of the company, to cast his vote through electronic means. So again, to participate in this, if you have provided your email ID in your Demat account, you would be receiving the user ID and password. With that user ID and password, sitting at your convenience wherever you are through internet, you will be able to cast a vote. So it has become very user-friendly and convenient for the investor to cast vote on the resolutions of the company. What was the previous procedure? The earlier procedure was that if you want to participate in the voting process of the company, you have to actually visit the AGM event of the company. You have to actually go in physical, attend the AGM event, and then participate there in the voting process. But today that is not there. Sitting at your home, you have the ability or the empowerment to participate in the voting process of the company. So another important feature which is available to you. Now, some important information apart from this is the mutual funds. Again, very important instrument which can also be held in a Demat account. In a Demat account, you can actually hold many type of instruments like shares, bonds, debentures, commercial papers, securities of deposits, government securities, and also mutual funds. Now, you don't need any separate account. Existing Demat account, in the same Demat account, you can hold your mutual fund investments. Now, there are two forms of mutual fund investments. If you have bought mutual funds earlier, you have made investment earlier, you are having a statement of account physical form. That statement of account form can also be converted and held in the existing Demat account. To do that, there is a form called conversion request form. Fill up the conversion request form, enclose that physical statement of account form and submit to your DP, and those mutual fund units which are represented in statement of account form will be converted and they'll be shown in your Demat account. That is for the existing investments. And if you want to make any fresh investments in the market through your existing stockbroker or through your distributor, you can do it and directly get a credit of electronic mutual fund units in your existing Demat accounts. So both ways are available to you. Now the other is that if the value of the shares available in your Demat account is less than 50,000 rupees, then DP will not charge you any AMC fee. Okay, so there will not be any AMC fee charged by the depository participant. However, if the value of the shares is more than 50,000 and less than 2 lakh rupees, a maximum of rupees 100 would be charged by the depository participant to the investor as the annual maintenance fee. Okay, so this is the guidelines for all basic services Demat accounts. If anyone has not opened a Demat account as of date, you can open this Demat account. You can actually start with basic services Demat account. Since you're a beginner, you can avail this facility, and as long as your investments in the Demat account are less than 2 lakh rupees, you would be paying only 100 rupees as an AMC fee to the depository participant. So again, it's a very important and encouraging guideline from the regulator, which encourages more people to open the 100 per year AMC if the value is less than 2 lakh rupees. Right? Then you also have, as I said to you, NIR stands for the National Insurance Repository, which actually I have touched upon. You have the facility to open an e-insurance account. Now the question comes, where to open an e-insurance account? There is an entity called approved person. These entities are called approved persons. Through that approved person, you can open an e-insurance account and avail the service. Now, who is this approved person? There are many entities who are registered with through NSDL with IRDA to offer you these services. All these services are available on our corporate website. So you can approach any of the approved person and open your e-insurance account and avail the service. Now, what is the benefit of this e-insurance account? All your insurance policies will be shown in a single account, single statement. And when you buy further new policies, you don't need to do your further KYC. Just you need to refer your e-insurance account. Directly the new policy will be credited to the e-insurance account. So duplication of KYC is also eliminated and becomes easier and convenient for you to hold all policies in the single account. And going forward, other policies also may join in the portfolio, like health insurance policies and general policies also might come. In fact, IRDA has actually allowed one state in South, that is Telangana state, to issue motor policies in electronic form. So in Telangana state, the citizens have the option today to hold their motor policies in the electronic form in their e-insurance account. So once that pilot is through and successful, it will be implemented across different states also. Now, other important project NSDL group company manages is the NPS, that is the National Pension System. which is a government project, which is again implemented by NSDL as the central record keeping agency, which comes under the domain of the PFRDA, that is the Pension Fund Regulator and Development Authority. Now, as I'm telling you, different projects are being implemented in the different regulators domain, because as of now, the structure is like that. Now, in this NPS, it is a defined contribution system wherein you can open a pension account and contribute to your ability and extent, accumulate the funds in your pension account, and at the age of 60, when you actually retire from services, you will get a corpus, and out of that corpus, a certain percentage will go for buying an annuity. That annuity will ensure you monthly pension, and certain percentage will come to you as a lump sum cash. So that is the feature of a national pension system. So it's a very good facility and product which is being provided by the government. In fact, today all the central government employees come under the national pension system mandatorily. Okay? And most of the states have implemented the NPS system for their state government employees. So having said that, it is also today available for the general citizens who are not state government or central government employees. If you and me as a general citizen want to open an NPS account, you are welcome. You open an NPS account and start contributing your funds in that account, accumulate the funds. At the age of 60, you'll be able to get those benefits. Now, the objective of this account is to ensure that the individual has the facility to have a pension after 60 years of age. Now, we have seen, I mean, lifespan of an individual in today's times, and because of the advancement in science and technology, people are living for more years, more number of years, and however, the lifestyles are not going to change. The current lifestyles are going to continue, probably it will improve, but where is the funds to support all that lifestyles? So we need a regular source of income to meet all those requirements in future. So keeping that objective in mind, this product is available to all of you. You can open a pension account with, again, entity called POP, point of presence. Again, don't get confused with these jargon names, POP, AP. These are all same entities, banks, institutions are offering you these services, but because it's a different domain and different regulator, they are called with different names. Okay? So same bank, for example, ICICI or HDFC Bank, if they are offering POP services, they'll be called as a POP. If they're offering DP services, they'll be called as a DP. If they're offering insurance account services, they will be also called as a approved person. Okay? So you need to just relate with that particular service and avail the service. Now in NPS, you have two accounts you can open. There is one tier 1 account and there is a tier 2 account. Tier 1 is basically a pension account. You will not be able to withdraw till the age of 60. However, in tier 2 account, you can withdraw at your convenience. You have the facility to withdraw the funds from the tier 2 account. So tier 2 account is something like an investment account. You invest in that account, and whenever you have any important requirement to withdraw the funds, you can liquidate and withdraw the funds from the tier 2 account. But to open the tier 2 account, tier 1 is mandatory. I mean, again, the policy thinkers have made it regulated that they wanted the first individual to ensure that he is having a coverage for his pension. Then you go for the investment. That is the reason tier 1 is mandatory, then you can go for the tier 2 account. Now, other important project which we have implemented is the National Skills Registry. Again, this is implemented by the NSDL group company. Now, National Skills Registry is a repository of all the professionals who are working in the IT and ITS industry and the BFSI sector. Now, what do we mean by repository of all information? We have actually created an industry-based platform, backed platform. Actually, this project is the vision of the NASSCOM. Okay, they wanted to implement this project in India, and they have chosen NSDL to implement this project, and we have implemented this. Typically, what happens in this project is that every individual can log into the National Skills Registry, visit National Skills Registry, and create his profile. Now, when I'm saying is create his profile, it's basically his resume. Okay? He creates his profile, and he keys in all his details, and he gets identified in the system through his biometrics. So there is no duplication of that particular individual happening in the system. And to all this data, there is a third-party entity which verifies this profile and comments his verification content on the profile on the other side. So the benefit of creating such a profile for the individual is that my profile is hosted on an industry-based platform, that is National Skills Registry, and it is a factual information of mine, and I am uniquely identified in the system on biometrics, and my background profile is background verified by a third party, and they have commented my credentials. So it gives me lot of convenience for me and credibility for my profile to have posted on such kind of a industry-based platform. And it is a benefit, is a twofold benefit. And what is the benefit to the companies? The potential employers who are looking at this kind of a profile of an individual, potential employee, they have a readily available profile of an individual who's been readily identified in the system, who's uniquely identified in the system, whose factual information is third-party verified and commented on the system. Typically, what happens in the IT industry, whenever there is an employee makes a change from A company to X company, his complete profile is background verified and posted and done by each company when he changes his job. So the same activity of background verification is done by multiple agencies multiple times, and it is not shared anywhere. So to obviate all those hurdles and make it more user-friendly and the onboarding process of the employee with the employer to make it more efficient, this kind of a project was envisaged by NASSCOM, and NSDL, as I said to you, implements this project. I mean, having said all this, I mean, even as an IT industry of the Indian IT companies, NASSCOM wanted to have some, marketing, niche leverage to get important projects of the foreign companies. Now, when foreign companies give their projects to Indian IT and BPO companies, they are not much worried about the kind of profile of their Indian companies' employees, what kind of people they have employed, because ultimately Indian company employees would be managing the data of the foreign clients' data. So they were very sensitive to that aspect, to just to give them a comfort level that this kind of human resources we have developed and this kind of manpower is employed by the IT companies. So it's a very path-breaking initiative which we have developed. Can we take questions later? Okay, with that I come to my last slide. There are few important do's and don'ts for the investors. I mean, very important. Again, as I said to you, lot of actually, see, system and regulations, there are a lot of protection available to the investor. But only thing that is that you should be aware of those regulations, you should be aware of systems and procedures and make use of that. Okay, so always check whether securities are available for demat. If you want to submit some shares, whether that company is available for demat, check that with your depository participant, or you can also check on the NSDL website. Handle delivery instruction slip DIS book issued to you carefully. Now, this delivery instruction slip book is something like your bank checkbook. And I don't need to tell you how you manage your check. Nobody gives a blank check to anyone, isn't it? But it is observed that many of the investors give a blank delivery instruction slip to their broker, which is not a good practice. Okay, it is a risk. So please don't do that. Fill up all the details, sign it, give it to the DP, and take a proper acknowledgement in lieu of that. When you submit shares, also mention surrender for demat, because you are surrendering for demat. Check whether serial number, I mean, every delivery instruction slip has a control of demat account number and name of the DP and deposit participant DP ID. So the leaf delivery instruction slip book given by DP to you should have all these details. Please ensure that. Mandatorily they will have it, but just to ensure that you are also updated, just ensure all these details are there. Because this is a similar control what we have in a banking system. In a bank also you have a bank, on each leaf you have a bank check number. So similarly, in case of a delivery instruction slip, you have a DIS number. Avoid giving general power of attorney. Note that POA is not compulsory. Now, many of the investors also avail the POA services from the stockbroker. Now, power of attorney giving to the stockbroker is not mandatory. It is only a choice available to you. I mean, before giving power of attorney, read the power of attorney document, understand the clauses. If it is convenient to you, comfortable to you, then give the power of attorney. If you don't want to give, you can, I mean, avail alternate ways of handling your account and avail the services. And always deal with market intermediaries registered with SEBI and stock exchanges. Important, you should always deal with registered intermediaries. Register your mobile number and email with your depository participant. Okay, that is important. As I said to you, a lot of information, important information dissemination can happen through this communication. Some don'ts, don't leave DIS signed unattended. As I said to you, don't do that. I mean, blank DIS with your broker or DP. Don't issue demat delivery instruction slip from any other account. If you have traded or to need to be settled through your account or particular demat account, from that particular demat account only you transfer the shares and submit the delivery instruction slip. Don't deal with unregistered brokers or sub-brokers or unregistered intermediaries. And don't deal based on rumors or tips. Okay, I mean, again, please do take informed decisions while making investments, and because any investment decision going correct, you would be happy, but any investment decision which is going wrong and backfiring at you, probably you will find others to blame it. That should not be the case. Before making investments, you take a judicious decision, do your research, whatever to the ability of your best understanding, do it and own up the responsibility of taking that decision. Then only you will have, very good experience of your investing. Don't get swayed by promises of high returns, and don't sign blank nomination form without nominating, writing the nominee's name. A very important point. Don't give a blank nominee form without signing, just writing the name of the nominee. If you are giving a nomination in your demat account, completely fill the form, sign it and submit. Now, this nomination is very important in your demat account. I'll tell you what happens if you don't nominate. If an account holder is deceased and if there is no nomination in the account, for a legal heir to claim those shares above a certain limit of threshold limit, then the legal heir has to obtain court order, succession certificate or a letter of probate. These documents, the legal heir has to produce it to the depository participant to transmit those shares. Now, getting these documents is not easy. It's a very time-consuming activity, and also it needs a lot of effort, and even some amount of money needs to be spent on obtaining these documents. So, to obviate these hurdles or inconvenience, or to make your legal heirs in future to have a convenient transmission, you can nominate in your demat account. Very simple. There is a form available. Fill up the form and submit to your DP. They will register the nomination in your demat account. And tomorrow, if you want to cancel or change nomination, you can also do that. Okay. So these are some thoughts. Some important thoughts which we thought we'll share with you all. Thank you all for your patience listening. After we all have the presentations, we'll have a Q&A session. If you have any questions pertaining to depository system, we'll take those questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to introduce our next speaker for the evening, Mr. K.S. Rao, Head Investor Education and Distribution Development at Birla Sun Life Asset Management Company and the Investment Manager of Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. Mr. Rao has spent over 2 decades in the mutual fund industry. He has worked across disciplines including sales and distribution, marketing, product, strategy, and business development. Currently, Mr. Rao, as Head Investor Education and Distribution Development, leads the organization's efforts towards investor education, distribution development, and its deepening presence in B15 markets. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause, please.
Glad to be here today, this evening with you. Indeed, I welcome you all once again, and it's a privilege to be part of ET Money Gurukul and spend some this evening with you to discuss on the personal finance and mutual funds. Speakers prior to me, Jaishankar, spoke about it's Indian economy, and broad you got an idea of India, and investor-centric approach by Srinivas. Probably what I'm going to talk to you is something very basic, which is related to ourselves as an individual. I think, when we talk about financial literacy, I think, I need to definitely congratulate Kerala, which is always ahead in the literacy rate. It's like, you are the one who created the benchmarks to the country. And on the financial literacy, some extent yes, some extent no. Probably it's an opportunity. I can see some of the best of the advisors in this room. Glad to have, they are the missionaries, they are the evangelists, they are doing their job here. I think, let me be the part with them and share some of the ideas, and we can share later in the Q&A. And it's typically, you are, whenever we come to Kochi, I feel, it's, all of us, we think we are coming to the God's own country. It's fantastic to be here. Of course, India is a God's own country today. Every part is wonderful, and Kerala is much more. But there is some saying, one saying is there, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you will become is your gift to God. And we all have a gift given to the God is, if you, it's, I think Swami Vivekananda said, after that Bill Gates modified little, and he said, if you are born poor, it is not your mistake. But if you are going to die poor, it is your mistake. We have a responsibility, and Vivekananda said, you have a hak, it's the right to become rich. Let us all be that richness. And of course, the stock market could be one way. Staying invested, staying disciplined is the other way. Let me run through some of this. And we all work hard. It's 24/7, and we all need money. And indeed, it's like, this money clock runs throughout. Probably even I may work for 8 hours employee, I may be a entrepreneur for 24 hours, but we all think about the money 24 hours. I think that's the essential, things, if you can. And it's basically, there is an obsession for money. There is a reason to be obsession, and money provides, money pays for our dream holidays. In fact, today morning, me and Gaurav, we were all met in airport, and it's like we could see, probably we are the very few, maybe 5% of the population there who came on a business work, rest of them with a family. It's a dream. Most of the people across the country, it's a dream holidays, come to the Kochi and go to the backwaters and have your life. And for that you need money. Of course, Kochi getting a lot of money for that, Kerala is getting. And you need money for your paying the, for your world-class education to the children. And of course, not to say in Kerala, it's a big fat weddings. I mean, you can see only the gold more than the bride. I mean, gold is more visible, the bride is less visible when we see the marriages of Kerala. I mean, it's of course, I mean, that's where I can see when I was walking around the streets of MG Road, you can see only things, either you have a textiles or a cloth one, or you have a gold showrooms. Beyond that, nothing. I think thanks to the metro dividing these two. And money provides, I mean, of course, they say money can't buy happiness, but money can give you, buy those things which can give happiness. My friend, and I can call it's a money Gurukul, but if I can reverse this money Gurukul MG into the GM, it's Gaurav Mashruwala ji, who is the speaker at the end, who can connect the dots. He will give a different perspective of money to us. It's a yogic wealth, and how you can enjoy with your money and with your life. I think we all keen to listen to him every time when we go to them. It's friends, get back to the little faster. I think we are running short of time. It's you're all working hard. It's a proven. But it's a question to ask is whether our money is working hard for us. That's the question to be. It's like it's introspection we need to have is how much ever we work hard, how our money is working. I mean, is it working hard? I have a plenty of cases where I interact with lot many clients. One of my friends, he works with Narayan Hrudayalaya. He's a famous doctor who does around 18 surgeries a day. It's his average. And I had an interaction with him few years before when both of us traveling to Manas Sarovar, and he tells me, Mr. Hegde his name, and he says, I keep my money, it's a lot of money is lying in SB account, I do not have time. And I was telling him something to do. After 2 years, I met him once again, and the situation has not changed. Then I said something to him which has worked. I mean, it's how we, I was asking him a question while he was driving to Narayan Hrudayalaya, how much you pay to the driver? He says he will pay 24,000 per month. Mr. Regde, tomorrow, from next month onwards, you don't need to pay to your driver. It is I will pay to your driver. And all of us South Indians, right? I am also a South Indian. We carry little more ego. And he was also having. He said, how can you pay for my driver? I said, nothing I will do, but your money can get invested into a liquid funds, which can earn the money. That money can be paid to the driver. That is a simple. Let me show you a small AV, why we need to look for our money to work hard.
करें और आपका पैसा आराम.
This is what we do. I mean, we keep our money which is lying in the safe lockers or safe deposits, or it's a savings deposits, and which will be, I mean, you pay tax on that or your money value. Let us, over a period of next few slides, I will take you how your money you need to engage with your money, and if you are not doing, what your money value will be. And that's I was just discussing with my colleague Tirumala Rao, who is the regional head Kerala. He said, sir, you do not know Malayalam, how you can speak in Kochi? I said, doesn't matter. It is like, money doesn't speak any language. And my other friend Gaurav will always have an objection to it. When I say money speaks which language? And anyway, any question, any answer? In India, when I go to the Gujarat, especially, people say money speaks only one language, Gujarati. But I say other way around, Gujarati speaks only one language, money. Right? But money will not speak any other language. Money speaks one language. If you save me today, I will save you tomorrow. आज मुझे बचाओ, मैं कल तुझे बचाऊंगा. और पैसे और कहता है, आप जब ऊपर जाते हो, मैं आपके साथ नहीं आऊँगा. फिर भी जब तक आप नीचे हो, मैं आपको बहुत ऊपर ले जाऊँगा. That's the beauty of money. It's like, only thing what you need to do is, there is a Sanskrit saying, I think, which has come from Shankara Bhasyam, which is Adi Shankara, when he wrote, he said, money suviniyogat samruddhi. Like, if you properly utilize your money, it will create the wealth. Otherwise, money remains as the money. Whether you have a money with you, whether you have a wealth with you, which part, how you can convert your money into your wealth. I mean, I'll explain a little later. And of course, yogic wealth, Gauravji will cover. It's the money is a typical one. If you can look at this word, M-O-N-E-Y, if you take care of every rupee, that 1 rupee, then it belongs to you, M-Y, then you become the rich person of that. You know, please ensure that M-O-N, be one, and ensure that every rupee of you is earning something. The money does not buy happiness, but money buy choices. It is what you do with those choices that makes you happy. And it's Warren Buffett who said, if you buy things you don't need, soon you will have to sell things that you need. In fact, you know, when we are traveling from today, we were just coming from our office at Harbor, the side to this side on the MG Road. There are every pocket I could see, there are sales. This is a time of sales, 51% sale. I think our own Madura governments, I saw a couple of buy 2 and get 3, those stuffs. And at this point of the time, what we do, we go and buy things, honestly, we don't need. I need 2 shirts, but I will buy 4 shirts. That's the kind we spend money, and we do not know. And there is another sale, I think Jaishankar spoke little about have a confidence in India, have a confidence in Indian economy. There is a sale which is happening in the stock market, which is at the, I think he was talking about the 2.1 trillion economy, and it's a 1.69 trillion of market capitalization, and market is discounted by 39%. You don't want to buy there. Probably we will be much more worried today that I don't want to buy. And when we will buy, the market cap has gone up further again, and it's overshoot, then all of us will go. Because, you know, it's the question is, my neighbor is going and buying, I'll buy, but I am not buying because of myself. I think it's, in life we need to make those basic changes in the financial literacies, whether you keep your goals. I think Jaishankar spoke about India's GDP. I talk about your GDP. That GDP, I have a different definition. Your goals, your dreams, and your plans. You work for your goals and your dreams and your plans. India's GDP is bound to go. He has given all the statistics. It's fantastically presented. And probably you know how you can capitalize on that. I mean, that's where. And it's a changing time, changing scenario. I think some of us in this room who are above 40 can very well, when you read alphabets, A for apple was a fruit. But now the kids, when they are going to the market, the schools, alphabetical chart says A for Apple is an Apple company, or B is a Bluetooth, C for chart, or D for download, or E for email. But don't teach the kids M for mobile. M for mutual fund could be the right way for them to survive for the next generation. And if there's a, like, you know, I was looking at some statistics this Saturday. It's a global statistics. Number of people who are using the toothbrush is lesser than the number of people who are using the mobile phones. Honestly, I can show you those statistics. It's in India today, we are at 1 crore 7 lakhs mobiles, and we have 92 crores of Aadhaar accounts. We have 22 crores of smartphones, and we spend 28,000 crores of money every year on the smartphones. I don't know, I mean, nothing wrong in spending the smartphones, but using the smartphones in a dumb way, only for your Facebook and only for your WhatsApp, I'm sure it is not the smartphone. You are dumb enough. When my son was asking for his first smartphone, I said, smart people won't use the smartphone, dumb people use the smartphone. I mean, please, don't take me seriously. I'm sure if somebody from Nokia or somebody from here, they will kill me. It's like, you know, how you can manage. I mean, I also keep telling to the generation who is next year, who has a Facebook generation, I belong to a different generation facing the book generation. And you know, things have changed. These changing times, it's like this, look at this cartoon. I think this is the way life is happening. It is like, you know, child got an iPhone, daughter got an iPad, and wife got an iPad, and husband says, I paid. It is the savings generation to the spending generation. It is fantastic to be there, but you know, can you make your money to work for you rather than buying all those goods? All those. Financial literacy becomes a collective responsibility for us. That's the reason this whole essence. And when it comes to financial responsibility, it is to take care of your financial needs. Financial needs will fall under 3 buckets. It could be your savings need, it could be your protection need, it could be your investment needs. Savings needs is your daily needs, your short-term needs, where you are putting your money. It could be a savings bank account, it could be a recurring deposit, it could be a post office savings, or money market, or liquid fund, and it's a protection, that is a must. Your insurance is a must. I think I'm not going to broach on that. Your medical insurance and life insurance to the required what way you can do. And the last one is the investment need, which is most important for you. Investment need is for your medium to long-term goal, how your money can make work for you. and you can have an option to invest bonds, mutual funds, pension funds. I think Srinivas spoke about pension funds and provident fund and shares. It is like, these are the, I call these are the 3 Gs for us. You need to get the money, you need to grow the money, and you need to guard the money. These 3 things you need to do. I'm not talking about 3G scams or 3G phones. And it's like, it is Chanakya who said, you don't have to be start wealthy to become wealthy. It is only you should have a vision and long-term horizon to make money. It is typically to get an ultimate financial goal in life is a financial freedom for us. The financial freedom can only happen when you manage these 4 buckets very well. Your income, your expense, your investment, your savings. When you, whatever the income you get, if your income minus expenses is equal to savings, there is a less probability and less possibility you save. But income minus savings is equal to your expenses, there is all possibility you reach your financial freedom. How you can play with those things, that matters a lot. I will give you a classic example. This happens with my neighbor who works for an IT company, and his annual package is little over 1.2 crores. I know him for the last 3 years, and his annual spending is always 10% more than what he earns. And I have a maid, she earns just 12,000 rupees, but she saves 2,400 for her kids. I keep telling to this guy, Ashwin, 10 years down the line, between this lady and you, tell me who is going to be rich. Definitely she is going to be rich. It is like, how you, then expenses will always come to you. It's how you can, and that saving is one criteria. How you can channelize that savings into a right investments is the second criteria. Your savings will always lie, but one part we can save. And it's being financially independent is to have a stress-free life. I think Gaurav will talk to you on the yogic wealth, but it's what is exactly this financial freedom? You should have enough money to fulfill your needs, your goals, and your aspirations. I believe this generation is a generation of aspirations. I always believe this young country of the people. I go and meet many youngsters across the country. We do a program on the financial literacy for the final year graduates. The program we call is a My First Paycheck. And we ask these kids, what you do with your first paycheck. We get a different answers at a different parts of the country. When we did this program in a place called Trichy for students there at Indian Triple IT of Trichy is a place where my CEO comes. Normally we start our programs there to look, just our pilot. And when we went and asked those kids, majority of the kids, invariably they said they raised their hands, I give my first check to the Murugan temple. Fantastic. And when we go to Coimbatore, to Chennai, they say, I will give it to my parents. But you come to my town, Bangalore. The moment I asked this question, what they said is, I will go, first paycheck will go to the pub and give a party to it. I don't understand your sip. I understand only one sip to sip the beer every day. That's the kind of aspirations, Generation is an aspirational generation. It's like, this is the time we need to have a financial freedom. Then look your needs, your goals, and your aspirations. How you allocate to these things you can look at. It may take long time to bring that kind of wealth, but small investment can change the life better. To achieve financial freedom, one need to understand. I think most of us in this room, I would like to ask one question. How many of us we have a written financial goals? Very few of us. We are aware of our financial goals, but we hardly put those financial goals. If you are not putting those financial goals, what happens is you end up spending more than what you need to spend. There will be every 6 months sales period will come, and entire MG Road, you walk with your family and you take away your money. I met one of the, last month we were in a place called Jabalpur. I was coming through from Jabalpur in one of the trains. I met one Indian Railway employee. He's one of the senior guy. I was talking on that day, the newspaper item was the 7th pay commission and the increase. I was congratulating him. Sir, आपके लिए तो अभी 21% तो increment मिलने वाला है. Then he said very shamelessly, my wife has already given a commitment of 24% expenses. If you are not having goals, those things will always come. Ensure that you know your goals, needs, and aspirations, and plan for your goals. If you do not have a plan, I am sure you will never reach to where you want to reach. And you should start early. This is it's a kind of subhashitam we would have heard from the child. And be prepared how you need to do. And to make your journey simple, it is easier, you can have a roadmap. Most of us, when we travel into the place where we do not know, we use GPS. And we go to the destination by using the GPS. After me, I think Gaurav is there. I always tell Gaurav is one of the leading financial planners in the country, and there are good financial planners in this room too. I call him, it is a Gaurav planning system. I mean, we can use this GPS to understand how we can do this, and and financial success rarely happens randomly. You need to have a plan. It's a spending plan and investment plan. I think, some of you are investing in the stock market, maybe keenly waiting what Arun Jaitley is going to do. Maybe the post session, the questions will come to Jai Shankar. I mean, how this current budget to be. Fantastic, Arun Jaitley is going to give his third budget. But how many of you have budgeted for your own family budget, your own goals budget, your spending and investment plan? Probably, there is a book in one of the books we have given, Janoge Tabito Manoge. Second off is only your personal financial record. Please go and put it in writing. I am sure you are going to accomplish. Whatever you have writing that gets accomplished, I'll guarantee you. It's like, it's a proven psychology. And meeting your life goals is the most important thing. It could be a wonderful marriage and have a great home and your business and go to a peaceful retirement life. Are you ready? How we can do it? And put your financial objectives into long-term, medium-term and short-term goals. Why you need to bifurcate into various goals is most of the times, like there is a survey recently we have done. It has been proved in the country 80% of the parents, people, they want the first goal is to take care of the children. Their child education is the first goal, child's marriage is the second goal, and retirement is the third goal for them. But most of the times you plan for that, but if you are not having a plan for a short-term goal, you end up taking a long-term money for paying for the short-term goals. I was addressing one of the public sector companies sometime before in Tamil Nadu. It was around 2,000 employees. I was taking a dipstick survey. 85% of them they withdrew PF for some commitments. Provident fund is meant for a long term, but if you are not planning for your short term, long term will get impacted. Ensure that your short term you take care. It's a short term goals, which could be a consumer durables, your emergency fund, and your medium term is your education for the kids, your overseas holidays, or your long term could be your retirement and child marriage. And investing for the financial goals is the most important. I'm sure a lot of questions will come post this. What are the tips about Jai Shankar? You will ask lot many questions. He handles the PMS. He spoke about the market. He asked, but due regards to the market, due regards to the economist, I have a 20 years of career in the financial services, in the mutual funds. And incidentally, my first boss was none other than the man came from Kerala, Mr. Kurian. And what I learned from him is, if you are investing for the financial goals, don't look for the markets. Which way market goes, it doesn't matter. Which way you want to go is the matters. And I remember in the last 20 years, I have seen little over 6 scams, starting from Arshad Mehta to the latest 3G scam. And there are around 6 prime ministers, and there are 5 governments. But economy has done pretty good, and people who started invested made money. It is not that short-term aberrations will always be there. And I also believe, I always keep saying, people will not become rich by going by the tips, but people can definitely they can become rich by doing the sips for a long time. You have a tips and sips, you have a choice to do. And end of it, stock market alone will not make you rich. I can always say that. Stock market will make you rich only to the extent, but what makes you is the time you are giving to the money makes you rich. It is a time is given to the money. It is like, time is a fertilizer you are giving to the plant, and plant grows. And how long you keep the money is the question. It's as simple as that. You need to keep the money for long. It's the power of compounding which works for you. It's like, it is your best chance to be a successful investment is to give the time. Here is a small example. This example normally we give for our one workshop which we do for the college students. I said my first paycheck. When we go to the students, we give this example how you can invest on the first paycheck. These are the 3 students, Amar, Akbar and Anthony. And these 3, Amar is the one who started his investment when he gets his first paycheck. And if he is serving for 30 years of life, and 30 years he is investing only 5,000 at 12%, he gets 1 crore 74 lakhs. If you are just looking at a simple compounding mathematics. I keep telling the friend Akbar, people like me who always postpone, he delays by 5 years, and he want to invest, he started investing after he gets married, and his money has become 93 lakhs in the it's because of the 5 years delay. I keep telling, before your better off comes, your money becomes better off. And the last guy is Anthony. And he says, let me also enjoy further. He will wait for another 5 years. He will wait for another 5 years. And he invests same 5,000. and his money will become further off. He gets 49 lakhs with the